Ooh, Starbucks is in the news again. Let's see how they fucked up. Oh no. No, 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 no. I am not going to let you motherfuckers turn this into a goddamn race issue. So, as I'm sure most of you have seen lately, Starbucks is currently a hot button issue because they did exactly what businesses have always done to people who loiter and take up their space and have the right to do, but this time they made the unfortunate mistake of doing it to a couple of Dindu-nuffins in a time when Black Lives Matter is hungry for nothing burgers to make into something burgers, and as a result they now have a media firestorm on their hands. For those of you who don't actually know the full story, yes, that is what this is about. A few people were sitting at a table in Starbucks for several hours, not ordering anything, supposedly waiting for a friend to arrive, and after they were asked by an employee to purchase something, they refused, and when the employee asked them to leave, they also refused. So they called the police and had them escorted off the premises. They weren't kicked out because of racism. They weren't kicked out even for an arbitrary reason. They were kicked out because they were taking up space in the store, which was supposed to be used for paying customers, aka loitering. The same thing would have happened to anyone of any identity had they done this. Why? Because loitering is objectively bad for business. Anyone who thinks this is racist has either never been inside of any private establishment or doesn't actually know what happened. But no, Starbucks and the police are both going along with this narrative, even though neither of them in this case did anything wrong. Which leads me into why I decided to make this video, because as many of you know, I don't really like making videos on feminism or Black Lives Matter, because there are 1,000,001 other channels which make the same sort of videos, who've all said the same thing time and time again. And frankly, I just have different interests. Though, of course, those topics may intersect with something I am interested in, and often do, since collectivists tend to embrace similar ideas all across the spectrum. Anyway, it looks like that this could fall apart before it even becomes a mainstream narrative, but it's pretty clear what they're trying to do here, and it makes me a little sick to my stomach that they're even going there. They are attacking the right to refuse association, aka private property and the sovereignty of the individual. If private individuals or private entities run by private individuals don't have the right to refuse association, then they don't have any rights at all. Because just think about what it would mean if you couldn't refuse association. You can't kick people out of your store if they're trespassing. You can't stop people from trading with you even if they're trying to buy something for less money than it's worth. You're essentially forced into serving people or associating with people who want to initiate interactions with you regardless of if you want to. If the natural conclusion of what these people want is realized, we will all effectively be slaves because we won't have self-ownership and the product of it. Think about it. If someone wanted you to work for them for nothing, if you don't have the right to refuse association, you would have to do what they say, or they would call the police and have you arrested. The individual's right to refuse association is one of the single most important aspects of self-ownership for this very reason. If you do not have absolute dominion over yourself or your property, you are nothing more than a slave to your society. And again, this could just be a one-time thing. However, when corporatists and the state tend to agree on something, especially if they did a complete 180 from their previous position on the matter in only a few hours, you can guarantee that a narrative is being crafted behind the scenes, and the making of a political agenda is in the works. And if they start within the next few days or so talking about a right to association or refusal of service being discriminatory, absolutely do not fucking let them craft this narrative. Be loud and vocal in your opposition to it. Fight it with all you have. Because much like freedom of speech, if this right goes, all of your other rights are gone in the process. The police would literally be able to come to your door, tell you that you have to do labor for the state, and can arrest you if you refuse. If someone asks you to give them your property and will settle for nothing, tough shit. You gotta give it to them. Are you beginning to see why this is such a big deal and why this bugs me to the point where I needed to make a video on it specifically to air out this one point? Well, thank you all for watching. If you liked it, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you really liked it, please consider donating to my Patreon. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.